Welcome to Jewish Family and Community Services annual meeting. Over the next 30 minutes, we will travel through Pittsburgh's neighborhoods and reflect on the strengths that we draw from one another as we walk through life's challenges together. Day in and day out, JFCS is committed to supporting our community. During life's most difficult times, the staff at JFCS is there to support people and to provide the resources they need to reach a better day. To our community, our partners, our volunteers, our staff, our friends, and our family, we are grateful that you are here with us this evening.
For over 80 years, Jewish Family and Community Services has been the safety net for individuals and families in the greater Pittsburgh community. We've always focused on supporting our community members through life's changes and challenges, offering services and programs for every stage of life. We're truly humbled to be able to help families overcome food insecurity, to help immigrants become citizens, to help professionals find new jobs, to help seniors remain independent, to help refugees settle into their new homes, and to help community members find healing from trauma and bereavement. Our annual meeting is obviously a little bit different this year. Rather than presenting live, we're having a recorded show. We're so glad that you decided to join us, and we look forward to sharing this year's accomplishments with you remotely.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Small. I am the Director of Clinical Services at JFCS. So the counseling department at JFCS focuses on therapeutic services for all who might need. In recent years, we've added various programs. Among them are school consultation and trauma response after the 10/27 shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue. Yad B'Yad is our school consultation service, where we send a school consultant into the 3 Jewish day schools and works with teachers and faculty and staff and students in making the learning experience for everyone involved as seamless and pleasant as possible. And they work with behavioral issues, therapeutic issues, any kind of things that might come up that prevent students from learning to the best of their capabilities, and we work with everybody to get everybody on the same page. This year especially, we've had some classes feel where they were the ones with the bad reputation in the classes and the school, and we wanted to make sure that that was not something they continued to take with them. And the school consultant worked with them one-on-one and helped them build better rapport with the school and with themselves, to the point where they no longer see themselves as the misbehaviors. They really do see themselves as having successfully learned and navigated through school. Everybody feels better after working with the school consultant. It really does make a difference to the running of the school, to the successes of the school, and makes people feel they're in the right place for them. This year was the first commemoration of the 10/27 shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue. And we've been with the community throughout, providing therapy, providing support groups, whatever supports the community felt they needed to heal. And around the commemoration time, we were doubly there, around the holidays, the weekend before, the yard site. And we'll continue to be there and provide whatever the community needs. It's been a challenging few years here in Pittsburgh, and we've become experts in responding to community crisis. This time the crisis was COVID-19 and the stay-at-home order. And what we needed to do is quickly pivot and see what did our community need for support. We started virtual support groups. We moved to telehealth and telemedicine with our counseling clients. And we've worked with Jewish Federation of Greater Pittsburgh and the United Way on a community hotline so people can reach out for resources whenever they need. All in all, we've served over 1,300 clients, and we hope to continue that next year.
Hello, my name is Matthew Bolton. I'm the director of the JFCS Squirrel Hill Food Pantry. The mission of JFCS Squirrel Hill Food Pantry is to ensure that nobody goes hungry. We meet that mission by providing food, critical needs support, and other social services within the 15217 zip code, as well as anyone practicing a kosher diet. Over the past year, we've provided a lot of outreach to the community. We've provided poverty education classes, nutrition education classes, cooking classes, as well as outreach to know that there is a place such as the Squirrel Hill Food Pantry where you can receive food and critical needs support. Due to COVID-19, the Squirrel Hill Food Pantry has had to change some of our methods of operation. Some of the ways that we've adapted operations include suspending our volunteer operations. We have also pre-bagged items and deliver them right outside the door to clients. This is to protect our clients as well as ensure that our food is being distributed as fast and as safe as possible. We've retained all 5 days of operation, open 5 days a week. Anybody who comes to the food pantry receives food. SOS Pittsburgh provides critical needs support to the greater community. This past year, we've served over 100 households. Due to COVID-19, we've additionally been part of the greater safety net, helping people with emergency grants. We've served over 35 families just within this past month. Our caseworkers are working off-site, contacting clients, ensuring that they're connected to resources, and helping them with the resources available. Being able to stand here right now and state that since COVID-19, we did not close one day due to COVID-19 is very impactful, emotional for me. We have had amazing staff that have come in every day of the week, Monday through Friday, not one call off, ensuring that we were able to maintain our hours of operation and serve everybody coming to our doors. That includes our current clientele of over 1,500 people each year. Additionally, dozens and dozens, if not more, of emergency clients from the greater Pittsburgh area who may never have gone to a food pantry before, who may never have experienced food insecurity, coming to our doors for the first time. And very lucky for us having such amazing staff, we were able to maintain hours of operation during COVID-19.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Welch. I'm the director of the JFCS Career Development Center, and I am excited to welcome you to my home. I'm here with my family, my husband Will, my son Cole, my son Jeffrey, and the boys' auntie Hannah, who is with us from New York. So she's been here during the whole coronavirus, so we're glad to have her safely with us. At the JFCS Career Development Center, we work with job seekers throughout the county to help them find meaningful, family wage sustaining employment. We also work with employers to help them recognize the value of having a diverse workforce. Over the last 25 years, the JFCS Career Development Center has helped over 35,000 individuals find employment and retain that employment. This year alone, we've helped over 2,000 individuals enter into the workforce within Allegheny County. Our team is built up of a group of professionals from a variety of backgrounds. Some are coming out of education, higher education, some are coming out of executive search, human resources, and a variety of other backgrounds that allow them to be well versed in helping job seekers navigate the job search process. So we work with them on developing resumes, we work with them on developing cover letters, we help them do personal assessments to figure out what they want for their future. We connect people with education, we talk to them about the importance of networking and how to build a personal brand, and overall, we're just in their corner. We work with people, we want them to feel supported, and we want them to know that we believe in them. Many of you who have been members of the JFCS community for a long time are aware of our program called Employable. It is a program that is in its 6th year now, and it works with young adults who have mental health challenges and autism spectrum disorders. And it has been very successful over the years. We've taken it to scale to where we are now working out of the universities of Duquesne and Point Park, and we're also talking to other universities in the area about expansion. But now we're seeing employers that are recognizing the value of this program, and they want to increase neurodiversity within their organization. They recognize that individuals who have mental health challenges and autism spectrum disorders are valuable members of a team. And so we're working with Argo AI over the next year to help them implement processes and procedures that make them a more welcoming organization. As our team knows well, and as many of you who are part of the JFCS Career Development Center know well, we have served a lot of individuals and they all have amazing stories. All of their stories are different. All of their stories have inspired us. And one story that I think about that's come to mind is an individual that we worked with who came to us from the Congo, very high level professional in the marketing industry and placed within the marketing industry, but he felt a calling to really serve the community. And so after the Tree of Life shooting, he came back to us and really wanted to find a place to really commit to helping the community and to helping not just Jewish members of the community, but immigrant members of the community who were also feeling very stressed because of the shooting. And so now he is working with the 1027 Healing Partnership and is really having a strong impact on making sure that community members, both Jewish, non-Jewish, foreign-born, native-born, all know that they are supported within our community. Because of COVID-19, JFCS as an agency has had to be very, very flexible, and the Career Development Center has been no different. We have worked very hard to transition our supports as needed. We moved immediately from helping people with finding employment to helping people accessing unemployment. We have served well over 150 individuals who needed support with accessing unemployment, compensation, and now we have revamped all of our workshops. Everything is virtual, and we are seeing participation rates at a higher level than we were before. We are working really hard to make sure that job seekers within Allegheny County are aware of resources that are available to them, either through JFCS, other departments within JFCS, or through other agencies. So, you know, I think that that's something that I've been really proud of working with this team, is that everybody has really jumped to serve individuals in Allegheny County.
JFCS Immigration Legal Services provides assistance to individuals and families for a lot of different reasons. We help people file family-based petitions, naturalization applications, refugee and asylum petitions, as well as representation in removal proceedings. Over the last year, we were happy to help over 2,100 people. Over the last year, we've focused on providing services to clients in the neighborhoods where they live. We're happy to announce that we now offer locations in 6 different neighborhoods throughout Allegheny County and the surrounding areas. Some of the most rewarding cases we handle are on the Unaccompanied Children's Program. This year, we've been able to expand our program, double the size of the staff, serve an additional shelter in West Virginia, and just this week we were able to bring on a family law attorney to help those kids in family court locally. Immigration cases can take a turn and become complicated even when you don't think they should. My client Carlos came to the United States initially in the 80s as a young man. He went to high school, college, got married, had a family, had his green card, applied for citizenship, but unfortunately during the citizenship process his father became ill in Venezuela and he went back home to take care of him. Time went by, and because he didn't come back to the United States within a year period, he lost his green card status. Had to figure out whether he was going to be able to come back to the United States at all. Time went on. He ended up getting divorced, got remarried to his current wife, and they had a son, Miguel. Several years ago, he came back to the United States with his wife, who was from Cuba, and because she was Cuban, they were allowed entry under the wet foot, dry foot policy. The process should have been straightforward. After 1 year, they would be allowed to apply for a green card, and 5 years after that, they should have been able to apply for naturalization. Unfortunately for Carlos and his family, it didn't work out that way. When they arrived at the southern border, they were detained erroneously for several days. Eventually, when they were released, they were allowed to go on their way. He ended up in western Pennsylvania with his family and came to JFCS because he needed assistance to straighten out the mess that had happened at the southern border. We were able to help him. We helped to apply for a green card. Unfortunately, that process was also a bit messy. So it took about 4.5 years, multiple interviews at U.S. Citizenship and Immigration, countless requests for information from the government about their file and his status and what the problem was, several notices of intent to deny, and at the end of it all, this past December, he, his wife, and his son ended up with their green cards. It took 4.5 years, But I'm happy to say that they've become family over the journey, and just this past year they were able to welcome their grandson, their first grandson in the United States.
My name's Leslie Eisenman. I'm Director of Refugee and Immigrant Services at JFCS. In my department, our goal is to provide critical services to refugees and immigrants as they make their journey in Pittsburgh and in the U.S. We'd love to highlight the Refugee and Immigrant Peer Support Groups. This is an award-winning and evidence-based program that started a few years ago, but in the last year, it's grown almost 50%. These are groups where we find refugee and immigrant leaders, and we train them to recruit and facilitate trainings with their peers in their language and embracing their culture and traditions. So this past year, we ran 74 groups in 9 ethnic communities. And those communities include the Bhutanese, Iraqi, Turkish, Latino, Uzbek, Congolese, Somali, and Korean. Each group looks very different. The Bhutanese, they practice yoga. We had a Bhutanese deaf group, and they were learning sign language. Our Congolese, who are one of our newest populations in Pittsburgh, they love to hear from outside speakers, to hear about American life. Our Turkish women, they make crafts and cook, and they've started 2 businesses actually that came out of the refugee groups. And our seniors who were in the Korean community, they were playing the ukulele. So it looks very different, and that's what makes it so great. One great thing about the refugee and immigrant support groups is that we are working with a professor from the School of Social Work at California University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Azadeh Block, who's helped us develop tools to evaluate and improve our program. So I really want to thank Dr. Block. She's already published 1 peer review article about the outcomes, and another one is pending publication. And to quote one Turkish group leader, what I love about this group is I feel successful there and I feel successful in something. The other program I really want to highlight is how our whole department has transitioned to remote services as a result of COVID-19. We work very intensely with our clients, with interpreters. We sit side by side with them, we're in the field with them, teaching on the bus, teaching them how to access services. So the idea that we couldn't be near them was very daunting. But I have to say, it's an amazing transition they've made to remote services. And I want to share a little bit about what that's looked like. All of our staff checked in with the clients to see how they were doing, see what needs they had, and create an action plan in light of this pandemic. Our employment team became Unemployment Compensation Central. Our Immigrant Services and Connections, or ISAC team, they're the holders of a resource hub about all the new resources related to the coronavirus, and they're also distributing the emergency money we have for the refugee and immigrant community. Our volunteer coordinator is our tech expert, and he's teaching cultural orientation. Our peer support leader became an expert on food resources and helping ensure our families have access to food. And our intensive case managers, who have the most vulnerable clients, are making sure over and over again that those clients understand social distancing and hygiene. But I want to give real kudos as well to our resettlement team. We had 7 new families, new refugee families from the Congo and Afghanistan come between January and March. And instead of physically wrapping themselves around these refugees, they virtually wrap themselves around the refugees, making sure their apartments are in order, making sure they have food, making sure the kids got enrolled in school, and their urgent health care needs are met. So thanks to everyone on this amazing team for the work you're doing for our clients in good times and bad times. The client story I want to share with you comes from our Immigrant Services and Connections program, ISAC. ISAC is a 5-agency partnership that JFCS leads, and its goal is to help people with barriers of culture and language connect to existing services. So a refugee family originally from Syria moved to Pittsburgh. They came from another U.S. city, a family of 7, and their 16-year-old was wheelchair bound with physical and intellectual disabilities. The child wasn't going to school because they lived on the 3rd floor. So they were connected to Isaac, and our service coordinator did many amazing things for them. The service coordinator connected the family to a mainstream organization that helped them connect to special needs resources. The child started to receive in-home education. We worked with a medical provider to help the child with the medical needs, who also advocated for this family to move into public housing with an elevator building. And with an organization that's helped the Arab community, we were able to secure public housing in a building with many Syrians. And it had an elevator. So now the family has support and friends, and they have the freedom to come and go. We help all the kids enroll in school and make sure they're getting English language supports. And lastly, we were able to replace the child's very unstable wheelchair with a lightweight, foldable wheelchair so he can get around much better. So this is a great example how Isaac helps refugees and immigrants connect to resources that exist that they would otherwise not be able to access. This has been a really busy year, a challenging year, one we should be proud of for the hard work that we've done for our families. We've served 2,100 clients over the last year, and we look forward to working just as hard next year. Thanks to everyone.
Hi, my name is Nicole Aioli. I'm the director at Jewish Family Community Service, the Guardianship program. In our program, we serve the most vulnerable in the community. Currently, we serve about 120 individuals, all from the mental health side, the intellectual disability side, and then some of the aging population as well. Our goal in our job is to protect them, keep them safe, help them make medical decisions. We work with them on finding goals that they want to fulfill. We help them live in the community as safely and independently as they can. I've been with JFCS for approximately 13 years. When I first started at JFCS, I actually had some of the same individuals that I'm working with now at my prior job. And I loved working with the individuals, and I love doing what I do. I love helping them. I love making them feel like they are part of the community. And oftentimes they come from a place where they've been so deprived and so abused, and watching them flourish is the best part of my job. One of the cases that really hits home to me, tugs on my heartstrings, is a case of a woman who was being cared for by a family member and kept in a cage. She had no ability to walk or use her legs. She was completely nonverbal, was never given any of the care or love or any type of treatment that a human being deserves. When we got her, she could not walk. She was not being fed correctly. She was malnourished. Over the past 6 months, we have worked with her on physical therapy, worked with her on her nutrition, worked with her with care and building trust with her. And just last week, we were able to film her and take pictures of her dancing to her favorite song now, which is Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, for the first time ever. And we don't know much about her childhood, but we believe that this is probably the very first time she was able to dance and be free and smile and laugh. We're going to continue serving this population. We're going to continue to serve all of our individuals, and we're going to continue to protect them and make sure that they have the best possible life that they can have. In my department, I have 3 social workers and 1 assistant who handles all of the financial affairs. My team is amazing. They've been here since, most of them 10 years. I have one who's been doing this for 20+ years. They have built really strong bonds and relationships with our clients who usually don't have anyone else in their life. The work that we do has made them feel like they're family. So most of my social workers have been here for so long and they've had the same clients for so long that these are our family. We care for them like our family. They treat them like family. And when we're making decisions for them, we're looking at these individuals like they are our family. My team is amazing. They go above and beyond what any guardian, social worker, caseworker would do, and I think that's why we are so successful and we have such an amazing reputation.
Hi, Stephanie here again. I'm also the Director of Senior Services here at JFCS. We provide many services to seniors all over Allegheny County. When the COVID-19 crisis hit, we realized that the people we serve are among the most vulnerable, and all of our services would need to change. We couldn't provide all of them in person anymore. And so we quickly turned, and our Age Well Visits program, which was our friendly visitor program, went from being in person to phone and sometimes FaceTime, because we needed to give the seniors whatever they needed in ways we could provide it. Age Well Pittsburgh is our award-winning collaboration with the Jewish Community Center and the Jewish Association on Aging. Since we've changed to phone calls, we've actually been able to reach more of our Age Well Visits participants because they're all home and they're so grateful and are happy to receive the phone calls from our volunteers. And our volunteers are thrilled to do it because they want to give back to their community. And these are people they've been helping all along. So even though we're not doing it in the same way, we're providing the same loving service. Our information and referral line, Age Well Pittsburgh, has been around for over 20 years. And we have been able to help thousands of callers with so many different issues. Neighbors, loved ones, professionals, and older adults themselves looking for that help. And we've always been honored to be a piece of people's lives as they care for the older adults in theirs.
It's been so great for our family to honor our parents with this award since 1993. In fact, our family's continuous involvement with JFCS leadership goes back about 50 years.
Our family, the Mermelstein families, really subscribe to the mission and vision of Jewish Family and Community Services forever. Both of our parents have modeled leadership and philanthropy. It's really been a love affair with JFCS. It's just how we've been raised. We were talking, Bob and Jan and I, about how we aren't the only Pittsburgh family who's passed the love of JFCS from parent to child.
As many of you know, Dad was a beloved pediatrician, was totally committed to his family, and always made time to give back to his community. Mom has always been our devoted mother, friend, companion, and especially golf partner. Educated as a social worker and a professional volunteer in the community. Our parents were a package deal. They complemented one another. They were the zig to each other's zag. They provided a great roadmap to our success personally, professionally, and philanthropically. Our hope is that we can even approach what they've done for their kids and the community.
This year's recipient of the Howard and Beverly Mermelstein Leadership Award also embodies the values and commitment to JFCS that our parents have. Jillian Zaks is a doer, a great advocate, and a leader for the agency, and has been since her first involvement. Jillian personally, professionally, and through her volunteerism exudes the qualities inherent in all of the Mermelstein Leadership awardees.
Jillian's volunteer work as JFCS board president and her many other board positions reflect her leadership towards children's and families' advocacy work. Jillian, on behalf of our mother, Bev, Bob, Jan, and myself, we are so honored to present you with this year's 2020 Howard and Beverly Mermelstein Leadership Award. Congratulations.
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 Thank you so much, Jan, Bob, and Margie. This is such an honor to receive this award dedicated to your parents, Howard and Beverly, and in particular to their service to JFCS and the community and your family. The legacy of your father's service as a pediatrician to his patients, to your mother as a social worker, and their work for the board and the community as a whole is truly a legacy worth celebrating and continuing. That's why this to me is such an honor. I remember sitting in Shadyside with Wendy Mars, who is the current board chair, as she asked me to be a member of the board of JFCS. I kind of had to pinch myself because I was kind of amazed at being asked to be part of a board that helps so many people in the community. The reputation and respect for the organization was vast. It was truly an honor to be asked to serve this group in the legacy of individuals like your parents who had come before me. At that point, as an attorney and an advocate for individuals and families of individuals with disabilities, I knew about a few of the programs, the Quest Camp, the Food Pantry, and the Guardianship services. But as I served on the board, in each meeting I learned more and more about what JFCS provides. I was just in awe, and my respect just continued to escalate. Not only does JFCS help people through life's changes and challenges, but the services that they provide in all of the departments has a ripple effect through the Pittsburgh community. Providing support at times of crisis gives individuals the confidence to help themselves and then go on to help others in their neighborhood and beyond. I'm not originally from Pittsburgh, although I've been here for over 18 years, but I have to say that there's truly something special about this place. You've touched on it in how your parents have passed down that service, but there is something amazing about the volunteers and the professionals that work and give back to the philanthropies here. I have not felt such a kinship with other like-minded individuals wholly dedicated to serving others. Not only do I see this with the board and staff at JFCS, but I see how through challenging times, our community comes together for the better of all. Jewish Federation teams up with other Jewish nonprofits to provide thoughtful leadership, and JFCS teams up with nonprofits across the city and through the counties to help individuals in need, refugees, immigrants in need of legal services, individuals with food insecurity in our neighborhoods, teens with disabilities going to summer camp, employment services, just to name a few. For all those reasons, I am so proud to lead this board and to receive this honor that is the legacy of your parents. So again, I want to thank you, the Mermelstein family, for bestowing on me this honor. But I also want to thank the board chairs who served before me, Wendy Mars, and who I served under, Jeff Friedman, and most recently, Matt Keller. It's through your leadership that I've learned this position so well. And it goes without thanking Jordan, whose leadership of JFCS is steadfast, thoughtful, and inspiring. And along with Cindy and Dana, they keep us moving forward together. Watching this organization traverse the challenges it currently faces in this pandemic crisis, and through 1027 and the grieving of our community, I continue to be grateful for the dedication of the JFCS executive staff and board, and the members who have come before us, and the families like yours who have been dedicated to serve our community. Thank you so much.
As the sun sets over Pittsburgh, I want to thank each of you for being with us this evening. Thank you, Jordan Golan and the staff of JFCS, for the truly amazing work that you do all year long. And thank you, fellow board members, community partners, donors, supporters, and friends for your time, support, and kindness that help us fulfill our mission. I wish each of you a wonderful evening and a better tomorrow. We look forward to working with you in the year ahead.